ask you a question. What do you think about the power of question?
So I'm going to just open up and tag on to what Michelle put on the breakfast table this morning when she talked about open-ended questions. And then you, of course, confirmed that. And I'm sure that's going to show up before. Every time I hear the word open-ended question, my brain automatically says wopen questions. A wopen-ended question is who, when, where. So it can help you get a little more even specific on some of those open-ended questions. So those are my wopen-ended questions. But I'm going to share my top 3 questions that really give me a lot of clarity and help me help others find clarity. And so here's the first question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being worst thing ever, should have never done this, should not be doing this, all that, and 10 being beyond results, more money in the bank than I can handle. So much time my friends tell me to leave them alone. They have to go to work, that kind of stuff. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in this question that you're about to ask? There's a second question that comes with that. Now that you know where your rating is, what can I do right now to move that up 1 or 2 notches? So if you put a 4, what can I do right now to move that to a 5 or a 6? So those are 2 of the big important questions. Another one that came through my studies on just really studying, figuring out your big why. That seems to be still today the biggest challenge for somebody to figure out what their why really is. And there's some great questions that came out of a reading that I had, and it's about digging deeper on those why questions. So when you're asking your why questions, like what's important to you, what do you spend your time on, how do you spend your money? But when you really start digging deeper, couple questions that you could ask while you're going through a why exercise. What's the most important thing in your life? What brings you joy? And let's stick with that one for a second, because I want to take you to that third most important question. So when I ask somebody what brings you joy, and they answer with something like, my kids. Oh, my kids. So what I learned to do is go about 6, 7, 8 questions, 6, 7, 8 layers deep. And I love what Lee was talking about. Tell me more. It's probably the best question if you're talking to somebody. Or, the best one I love is, uh-huh. And just don't say anything. The best question is, uh-huh, or just silence, right? And they just keep talking and they tell you more. But here's the important question. So when your kids are doing great and it's bringing you joy, what is that doing for you? And then this is where we start digging deeper. It's like, okay, my kids are being good. I've got joy. What does that bring? It brings me happiness. Great. So when you're happy, what does that do for you? And you just keep digging, and you dig about 6, 7, 8 layers deep, where most people probably stop about 2 or 3. Hey, what's important? I need more money. Why is that important to you? I want to pay the bills. Okay, so when you get your bills paid, what does that do for you? Oh man, it relieves so much stress. Okay, so when you get stress relieved, what does that do for you? So those are my 3 questions. And I would just say the last thing I'll leave you with is remember that the answer to the question that you're asking may not be the final answer. It's the answer to move forward towards more questions and towards more answers. So you may not always find the answer that you're looking for in the question that you're asking. So that is my share for this morning.
Absolutely freaking love it. Love it. Love it, love it, because there's always another level. So the deeper you go, you're right, you're never going to get the whole answer with the first question. So going down deeper again in the coaching world, that's what this is about, is asking more questions, because we don't give anybody the answers, or even if you see them, you shouldn't give them the answer. You need to extract that answer from them, because if they give you the answer, then they own it, right? If they say, well, this is what it means, okay, now it was them coming up with the definition, not you. It was them coming up with the solution and not you, so they own it. So the power of that is immense, is, okay, well, what else does that mean?